It is 7:13 on the light. Melissa Foman. We are all so incredibly excited to welcome this very big star, and she's has no star attitude at all. She's running around here. Tony's cracking up because you're running to the restroom. They're following you around, and you have just a great attitude about it. We have Cheryl Ladd in the studio, everybody. So yay! How are you today?
I'm fabulous. Thanks for having me. How fun.
No problem. Wait, have you heard that 10 million times? Every single time you go to an appearance, you have to live with that, right?
Pretty much, yeah. That's okay. I like it. It brings back good memories.
Oh, good. That was the first thing that I asked you when you came in. I was like, are you okay with talking about Charlie's Angels? And of course, you were like, yes, absolutely. But a lot of stars just for some reason like to give up what they are known for. We were happy that you're not that way. Do you notice that happens?
Yeah, I think some people get a little tired of it. But now it's so long ago, and it was such a fun time of my life. And let's face it, it was the real kickoff to the football game of my career. And I appreciate that it was, you can't be upset about something that was that successful and that people still love. And, I'm very proud of it.
Yeah. You took over basically for Farrah Fawcett. Mm-hmm. What happened? Like, tell us just the beginning, and then we're going to tell everyone you're actually in Chicago for a reason. They're going to get to know you and meet you today.
Yeah, they can come see me today.
I have a feeling it's going to be very busy at your booth. But what happened? You get the call that Farrah's leaving, or what was the whole story behind you coming into the cast?
I had actually worked for Aaron Spelling on several of his programs. I had done a movie for him called Satan's School for Girls, interestingly enough, with Kate Jackson. And I had done The Rookies, and he was very aware of me, and he had me come in for the part of the daughter on Family. And it came down to Meredith Baxter Burney and myself, and we read several times for the network, and it was her, then it was me, then it was her, then it was me, and they couldn't decide. And eventually she got the role. I was devastated, of course, and because I really wanted that part. And Aaron called me within a few days and asked me if I would consider replacing Farrah, and I said, it was so different from Family that I kind of did, and she was such a phenomenon. Yeah. I'm thinking, man, I don't know if that's something I'm really interested in doing. And he said, you're kidding, right? And I said, not really. I don't really see myself doing it. Bless his heart. So he went and interviewed all these girls and saw every girl in town, as you can imagine. And then he finally called me up and said, Cheryl, you really need to come and talk to me. I really want you to do this. And so I had a nice meeting with him, and we sort of sat there and created Chris together. I said, if I could be funny, and he said, why couldn't you be funny? I said, okay, if I can be funny, then I'm kind of interested, and it was fun.
I can't even imagine those conversations. And then after talking to Aaron, was there anybody else in your life that you can remember who said, listen, Cheryl, you really should take this? Like, do you remember the moment you
Definitely.
go, okay, finally, I will be on Charlie's Angels? Who was that?
Well, I was in an acting class. I had studied, for years and attended this fantastic acting class and workshop for years. And I went to some of my friends there, other actors, and I said, well, I had this opportunity, but I just don't think. They all looked at me like, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? The answer, Cheryl, is yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't. And then the phenomenon afterward, you were so well received. I mean, to come in after Farrah and to have that, I mean, Cheryl, guys, just my husband, I mean, everybody, Rick, and more, and not only because you're beautiful, but because you are funny, and you came off, and you were a great actress, and just your whole persona.
Thank you. It was great fun. I was a little nervous, as you can imagine, because, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get on the show, and everybody, people might just go, we don't like her, we want Farrah. I didn't know what to expect. I just tried to do my job and tried to create Chris, and I liked Chris Monroe. I liked the fact that she was kind of the underdog, and I know America cheers for that underdog. So I just thought she had enough interesting elements that I might have a shot at it, and then I was, America embraced me, and I'm so grateful for that.
Did you ever wind up seeing the movie version of Charlie's Angels?
Oh, sure. I worked with Drew. We did Poison Ivy together. I don't know if you saw that movie.
Oh, my God. Yes, of course.
Yep. So, yeah. So I was really excited that Drew was going to be part of the Charlie's Angel movie. I'm just crazy about her anyway. So.
Did they ask you to do a cameo or no?
They did one with they wanted to do one with all of us, and somehow that just didn't get worked out. So,
do you still keep in touch with everybody? I know that's just a lame
question.
I
know everybody asks me.
I know they do, but it is interesting.
I don't actually live in Los Angeles anymore, so I don't get to see them often. But Jacqueline and I are buds, and Tanya and I see each other once in a while. She's a golfer, so
okay, yeah, that's what I meant to ask you too. How many times have you been out on the golf course? I don't know if a lot of people know this, although you wrote a book about it. Cheryl's like an incredible golfer.
Yeah, really?
Well,
right?
I wouldn't say incredible. I think incredible golfer is probably not the right description. I'm an avid golfer, and I love it, and I really want to encourage women to play. So I wrote this book called Token Chick, A Woman's Guide to Golfing with the Boys. Because so often I would be the only female celebrity in these tournaments.
Right.
I was the token chick. So it became part of my life, and one of the best parts of my life. My husband's given me many, many wonderful gifts throughout our 27-year marriage, and I think one of my favorite things he's ever given me was the day he walked in and said, "We're going to play golf." I said, "You don't play golf?" He said, "I know, it's a sunny day. I'm Scottish. I think I might be good at it."
So what's your handicap then now?
Well, the best it ever has been is a 14. And I was playing very consistently.
If you ever play in town, can I caddy for you? Please let me caddy for you.
The answer is yes.
Yes, please.
See how many guys...
I'll even lie when you hit a bad shot. I'll go, oh, that was good. You meant to do that under the tree thing.
We have Cheryl Ladd on, and I'm just thinking about how many guys would come home from the golf course and say they saw Cheryl. They were out there playing with Cheryl Ladd, and how many of them took up golfing after that? They're like, I'm going to go with you then. Cheryl Ladd is out there.
It's a fabulous sport.
People don't know also that you're a triple threat. You sing, you dance, you sang the national anthem once.
Yes.
Tell us about
that. At the Super
Bowl.
Bowl. That was pretty daunting.
Man. And what year was that?
Oh my gosh, 78, 79, I think.
That had to be insane. Yeah. And that's when people did not lip sync.
No, you were singing. And it was incredibly, what I wasn't expecting. I mean, it was overwhelming because there were like 70,000 people there. And then, of course, broadcast all over the world. But to walk out on that field and have 70,000 people focus on you, you literally vibrate from the energy that's there. And that was bad enough. But then when they rolled out this huge American flag and the jets are going over and I'm sitting there going, I'm this girl from South Dakota, and I was just like so emotional. It was really hard to pull it together and sing. And then it's the national anthem. I cry at the national anthem when anybody else sings it too. So, man, it was tough. It was a great moment. And then, of course, my other favorite moment singing was I got to do Annie Get Your Gun on Broadway.
Right, that's what I was going to say. You were on Broadway for a while.
Yeah, 6 months. I replaced Bernadette for 6 months, and that was maybe the greatest gift of my acting life because I got to use all the skills that I had trained myself to do since I was a little girl, singing and dancing and acting all at once, and then. Just having that's a funny story because when I walked out from my bow, I was so focused that first night that I really kind of pretended there was no audience so I could get through it that first thing. And it all went well. And we had never practiced the bows. We didn't really ever have an audience. I walked out there and when they stood up and applauded, I cried again.
We're talking to Cheryl Ladd. She's in town. You're going to have a chance to meet her today, so we'll find out a little bit about that and also about your cause and what you're here for. We are taping this as well, so later on they'll be able to see you. I got to tell you, I mean, you look amazing. I don't know what kind of creams you're using, but please leave them at the door.
Oh, you're so cute.
But you look so great. Do you have any plans to do any other Broadway then? I mean, a lot of celebrities say that's the pinnacle when they get to go in front of a live audience.
It really
is. Anything modern that you'd like to be in or see that you're like, oh, I want to be Glinda on Wicked or something like that?
Yeah, you got to get that right part. Yeah. You have to have that right marriage. I've been asked to do a few things, but it just didn't fit. And I'm hoping one will fit one of these days where I can get back and maybe just do another Annie Get Your Gun.
Yeah.
I love that show. Irving Berlin had like 9 hit songs from that one show.
Yeah.
It was fun every night.
What about your daughter, Jordan?
Jordan's
is she an actress?
Acting.
What is she involved in? How old is she now?
We don't talk about how old we are.
Never mind.
Are you crazy?
You probably walk around and
she's young and beautiful.
They think you're sisters, I'm sure. But she is in acting, huh?
She is.
She wanted to do that.
Yeah, she always has, I think. And it's always been, it's the family business. Her grandfather was Alan Ladd, and her mother's Cheryl Ladd, and she's she's got it in her genes, and she does really well. She worked with Drew on Never Been Kissed, and then she did Grindhouse this year.
Right.
And Cabin Fever. She's been doing really well. So
that's exciting.
It's fun.
Okay, so we're going to come back. We're talking again to Cheryl Ladd, world famous Cheryl Ladd, and then we're going to find out again where you're going to be and a little bit more about that. So
right.
You have time, right?